Um, I'm delighted to join you this morning. I'm also here to learn about what this instrument or this forum is all about, because in this day and age, living without such information would be a loss of opportunity, both for you personally as well as professionally, and for me as well, because if we do not embrace such technology, or for that matter such information, it would not allow us to fully utilize the opportunities around us, because it is a facility which gives you information and data to enable you to make decisions, to make best use of available resources around us. So I'm also here to learn, same as yourself, and it is indeed good to be here. I'm told that since its formation in 1993, following the establishment of the Fiji Land Information Council, or FLIC, in 1991, the membership of this user forum has steadily grown. This is symbolic or a testimony in itself on how important this kind of facility is. As I mentioned earlier, this facility would provide and continues to provide accurate, reliable, timely data to help you or to input in your process of decision making, as well as, of course, prior to that, in your analytical work. As mentioned earlier, this is the first time after so many years the forum is being held here in the West, and for that I'm quite grateful, because a lot of land-based activity involving farming as well as other developmental activities are based here in the West, and it is a very fitting place to have a forum as such here in the West. Due to the vast improvement in technology and recognition of the importance of encompassing air, sea, and land information data, government revived and strengthened this body, and it is now, of course, called Fiji Geospatial Information Management Council, formerly, as I mentioned, being the Fiji Land Information Council, or FLIC. Your revived body is meant to promote the development and management of geospatial information in Fiji on a more integrated and comprehensive basis. So it is great to see here in this room representation from a broad cross-section of ministries as well as agencies based here in the West who have interest in this subject. Recognizing the importance of this facility, or for that matter the geospatial information, GIS, Fiji through its mission in New York pushed for the elevation of this subject in the UN General Assembly, and we are pleased that the UN General Assembly recognized it and has a resolution on it. The resolution, of course, entitled Global Geodetic Reference Frame for Sustainable Development, means that there will be a lot more attention and resources made available to this kind of work, both from bilateral and multilateral sources. So we are pleased that it got elevated to that level, and that Fiji having started some work on this, is in a quite enviable position to be able to benefit from this global development. So this is what our central objective is today, to discuss about this facility and to see how best it can be further enhanced to be able to assist us in our daily work activities. You'll recall that the Prime Minister launched the sugar industry GIS portal last year in November, and that launching also created a lot of interest within government as well as sugar industry, and that's what brings Mr. Brown being the chair of the chapter here in the West. Although this exercise, we must acknowledge, is headed by the Ministry of Lands and Mineral Resources. So in the West here, Mr. Tim Brown, who is the Chief Executive of the Sugar Industry Tribunal, is heading that. And following the launch by the Prime Minister and given the visibility it achieved thereafter, government allocated sufficient resources in the 2015 budget to enhance the work or integration of sugar industry data into the portal. And we would like to thank the Prime Minister and Minister for Sugar for that, because it was following his launch. There was further justification provided, and government as a result made available an amount of $938,170, close to $1 million, to help integrate sugar industry data into the portal. To illustrate the value or strength of geospatial data, when the sugar industry data got included and was merged with the data for utilities, for example, electricity, water, as well as Ministry of Lands, there was opportunity available to identify pockets of settlement where such resources were not available, or such facilities were not available, or access to such utilities were not available. So this was brought to the attention of those utility providers, and I'm sure they took it on board in planning expansion of their grid, or for that matter, reach out of the facility. Most of you seated here this morning are either users or potential users, or for that matter have an interest in use of this facility, and it is going to be a worthwhile day to be here to enhance your knowledge. I'm sharing this with you today because the part of the objective of the forum is to share information and data, and of course your relevant experiences with each other, so that we can further enhance the GIS and RS facility in Fiji. I'm also aware that it's not always easy to share such information. There may be fear that it can be misquoted, or for that matter misrepresented. Others also fear that you have worked hard in developing it, and others are getting a free ride on it. So that's why there is a reluctance to share this information. But be it as it is, I would encourage you to freely share this information, because in the early stages of development here in Fiji, we can bring this to a higher level, as well as to use it more productively. It is our plea that you make diligent use of the information which would be provided to you, and that there be willingness on your part to share it for greater use by government and industry in areas of analysis, planning, or for that matter, provision of various public services. I think with those words and remarks, let me close my short address here. It is good to be here to learn about this new subject, and it is also great that there is a group of young and very enthusiastic participants here in this room, and it is all meant for the benefit of development as well as for our country. Vinaka Vaklevu, and thank you.